In our latest 58 Hometowns Tour installment, History Edition, we're headed to Racine, where one church is more than just a place of worship. It was also a pathway to freedom for many. The First Presbyterian Church here in Racine was added to the National Register of Historic Places back in 1973. But its roots run deep, much deeper than you would imagine.
The church was founded in 1839, so we just celebrated our 185th year last year. If the walls could talk, they would have caught the whispers of people knowing that they were hiding people, escaping to freedom. So I'm Reverend Darren Utley of First Presbyterian Church of Racine, here in Racine, Wisconsin. Well, early on in the church, even back into the 40s when it was first formed, there was a strong, anti-slavery abolitionist core in this church. I imagine the sense of the people sitting here knowing that they had brought someone in and that they were about to, they were thinking of how they were going to bring them food later. They were thinking of how they were going to make sure that they got to the shipyard on time. They were thinking of, my fellow congregant over there who wouldn't approve of what I'm doing. They're thinking of all of these things and just, just hearts trembling but also full, thinking of how they are a part of bringing freedom.
And that shipyard would have taken them to Canada.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Back through those passageways is where we found some artifacts from the time period. A hat, a shoe, a Bible, and with the close connection of this church with many of the folks on the Underground Railroad, it's very likely that people hid under the sanctuary here, back behind these walls.
This marker, a reminder of those who took a risk seeking freedom and those willing to risk it all to help them. In Racine, I'm Frankie Jupiter, CBS 58 Hometowns History. Now, also from my understanding, if you guys know the story of Joshua Glover, an escaped slave who owner came back to get him, and he was locked up in Milwaukee. Well, the bell rung at this church that something had went wrong, and folks rallied around, made their way up the river to Milwaukee and say, no, not today. He does not go back to slavery.
Wow.
Rung that bell at that church there in Racine.
Oh, wow. That is amazing history there. So much cool history. Can you go and see the church or
they
the
offer
artifacts?
tours.
Oh, they do. Okay.
They do offer
That's
tours.
nice.
There.
That way people can see it for themselves, learn the stories.
Very interesting.
Very nice, Frankie. Good job.